Good morning, children. I hope you all are fit and fine at your homes. Welcome back to English class. So, children, tell me what we have learned in the last class. Yes, we have learned about King Lalchi. Yes, and about a Skylark. Yes, children. So, here, before moving to the next part of the story, let's recall what we have learned in the last class. Okay? So, children, open your English textbook. Page number 44. King Lalchi had many beautiful things in his palace. Palace andarenu armane. Yes, King Lalchi had many beautiful things in his palace. He had marvelous jewels. So children, what is meant by marvelous? Marvelous means atiyad sundaravada vastugalu. Yes, marvelous means very beautiful, wonderful. Yes. So, King Lalchi had many beautiful things in his palace. He had marvelous jewels, vases, paintings and carpets. So, when he spotted something new, he took it and put it in his palace. Yes, and it will make him happy. So, children, but King Lalchi was not happy. Yes, he had so many beautiful things in his palace. Yes, he is very rich. Still, he is not happy. He felt old, sad and tired. Who? King Lalchi. Yes, children. So, one day what happened, children? The king heard a beautiful song. He closed his eyes and listened. So it was a song about sunshine, a flowing river and gentle breeze. It was a song about a joy. Yes. So for the first time in his life, King felt very happy. Yes. So children, who is singing that song? Tell me. Yes, children, tell me who is singing that song? Yes, you are right. Yes, Skylark is singing that song. Yes, children. So when he listened the song, King Lalchi, yes, he ordered to his servants, bring him to me, I want him to stay in my palace. What he ordered? Yes, the king asked his helpers, bring him to me, I want him to stay in my palace. I want him to sing every day. मैं क्या चाहता हूँ, जाओ जो ये ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग गा रहा है उसके पास जाओ और उसे पकड़ के यहाँ पे लेके आओ. मैं ये सॉन्ग डेली सुनना चाहता हूँ. यस, आई वॉन्ट हिम टू सिंग एवरी डे. वो मैं चाहता हूँ कि वो मेरे लिए रोज़ सॉन्ग गाए. सो आई वॉन्ट हिम टू sing every day. The king helpers searched everywhere. Searched andrenu hudukyadu, looked carefully. So children, the king's helpers searched everywhere. They could not find the singer. Who? Yes, king's helpers could not find the singer. So at last they asked a young girl who is singing that song. So here children, you can see in this picture. Yes, here children, you can see in this picture, at last they asked the young girl who is singing that song. So she replied, it is the Skylark. Yes, the girl replied, look up, there he is. He is high in the sky. The helpers looked up, catch him. Yes, they shouted, take him to the king. So the girl said, no, please. Yes, don't take him, let him fly in the sky. उसको प्लीज़ उसको पकड़ के मत लेके जाओ. उसको आसमान में उड़ने दो. उसको स्काई में उड़ने दो. Yes, then children, but the king's helpers did not listen to the girl and they watched, they waited. Soon the Skylark flew down and he was now sitting on a low branch. Yes, वो क्या करता है जब वो एक पेड़ के एक दरख्त के जब छोटे से एक टहनी पे वो बैठता है तो तब उसको जाके पकड़ लेते हैं. The helpers caught the bird and took him to the palace. और उसे क्या करते हैं बच्चों, अपने पैलेस में लेके जाते हैं. Here is the singer, they said. Yes, they said, here is the singer. What? The king cried. This is just a small brown bird. He cannot sing such a beautiful song. So children, the king cried and the king Lalchi said, this is just a small brown bird. He cannot sing such a beautiful song. वो क्या बोलता है किंग लालची, ये तो इतना छोटा सा एक ब्राउन सा बर्ड है, ये इतना ज़्यादा सुंदर सॉन्ग नहीं गा सकता. ओके, सो चिल्ड्रन, इतना हमने क्या किया था लास्ट क्लास में पढ़ा था. सो चिल्ड्रन, टुडे नेक्स्ट The next part here we will discuss. Okay children, we will discuss. So children, now let's continue with the story. Okay, so children, see here now. अभी यहाँ पे देखो बच्चों, here look at this picture. So children, now let's continue the story. Yes, so I will read this para. Listen to me carefully and put your finger on the line where I am reading. And children, as I always says, when we reading something new, we came across with many new words. Yes? So at that time, what you have to do is you have to underline those words and you have to write its meaning in both languages. Okay. So here children, see, put your finger on the line. What? The king cried. This is just a small brown bird. He cannot sing such a beautiful song. Put him into that golden bird cage, he said. Well, listen to him. The Skylark felt miserable. He did not want to sing in a cage. The king waited and waited, but the Skylark did not sing. Once again, I will read this para, children. Put your finger on the line. What? The king cried. This is just a small brown bird. He cannot sing such a beautiful song. Put him into that golden bird cage, he said. Well, yes, we will listen to him. The Skylark felt miserable. The Skylark felt miserable. He did not want to sing in a cage. The king waited and waited, but the Skylark did not sing. So children, what happened? So the helpers caught the bird and took him to the palace. Okay, so here children, you can see in this picture also, yes, the helpers caught Skylark and they took him to the palace. So he is the singer, they said. Yes, the helpers said, see my lord, he is the singer, he is singing such a beautiful song that you heard. So but the king Lalchi, he said what? The king cried, this is just a small brown bird. He cannot sing such a beautiful song. तो वो क्या बोलता है, तो एक छोटा सा एक ब्राउन बर्ड है, वो इतना अच्छा सॉन्ग नहीं गा सकता. Put him into that golden cage. वो क्या बोलता है, तुम उसको क्या करो, उस गोल्डन की जो केज है उसमें डालो. केज अंदरेनु पिंजरा. ओके, केज अंदरेनु, केज अंदरे पिंजरा. Underline the word cage. Cage means what? Pinjra. Okay, this here you can see, yes, this is cage, this is called cage. So क्या ऑर्डर करता है, जाओ तुम स्काइलार्क को कहाँ पे रखो, एक गोल्डन केज में रखो. Go, yes, so he cannot sing such a beautiful song, he said, and he said that put him into that golden bird cage. Yes, put him into that golden bird cage, he said. We will listen to him, we will listen to him. हम क्या करेंगे, उसको गाता हुआ हम उसको सुनेंगे. The Skylark felt miserable. So children, miserable means what? To very unhappy. Yes, very unhappy means बहुत ही क्या हो गई वो, sad हो गई. Yes, बहुत ही sad हो गया Skylark. He become very unhappy. So miserable means what children? Miserable means very unhappy, very sad. Okay. So underline the word miserable and write its meaning. Miserable means what? Very unhappy, very sad, atiyad dukh. Okay. So the Skylark felt miserable. Who children? Yes, who felt miserable? Yes, the Skylark felt miserable. He did not want to sing in a cage. The king waited and waited, but the Skylark did not sing. Yes, आप देखो वो जब आप देखो बच्चों, वो Skylark क्यों इतना ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग गा रहा था, क्योंकि वो खुश था. Yes, क्योंकि वो आसमान में उड़ रहा था. The bird is flying in the sky. That's why the bird is singing such a beautiful song. Yes, he is very happy. But now what happened children? Yes, जो किंग की जो हेल्पर्स हैं उन्होंने क्या किया है, उसको yes पिंजरे में क्या किया है, लॉक कर दिया है. नाउ ही फेल्ट मिजरेबल, वो अभी अनहैप्पी है. जब वो इतना अनहैप्पी है तब वो इतना ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग कैसे गा सकता है. यस, तो वो क्या करता है, वो नहीं गा सकता है वो. यस, सो ही डिड नॉट वांट टू सिंग इन अ केज. वो एक केज में बंद होकर वो सॉन्ग नहीं गाना चाहता. So the king waited and waited, but the Skylark did not sing. तो किंग वेट करता है, अब गाएगा तब गाएगा, लेकिन वो बर्ड नहीं गाता है. क्यों? जब वो हैप्पी होता है तभी वो सॉन्ग गाता है. अभी वो एक पिंजरे में कैद है, एक पिंजरे में बंद है. ही फेल्ट मिजरेबल, सो वो नहीं गा रहा, वो नहीं गा पाता है. ओके, सो नाउ चिल्ड्रन टर्न द पेज. यस, you fools, the king shouted at his helpers. This is not the singer, put this bird outside. The Skylark flew away and started to sing again. The young girl looked up and smiled. I am the fool, the king thought. He closed his eyes and listened to the song. He smiled happily. Yes, children. So at then, what happened, children? You fools. Fools means what, children? A silly person. Fools means, like हम भी ऐसे बोलते हैं, you fool. You fool means silly person. Yes, underline the word fool. Fools means what, children? Fools means a silly person. A silly person. You fools, the king shouted at his helper. Shouted means chillana. Okay, डांटना. So the king shouted at his helpers, this is not the singer, put this bird outside. So now, children, what happened? The Skylark become again happy. Yes, the Skylark become happy. Yes, children. So the Skylark flew away and started to sing again. क्यों? वो आज़ाद हो गया. Yes, अभी वो क्या है? एक आज़ाद परिंदा फिर से बन गया. Yes. So children, now the Skylark flew away and started to sing again. So the young girl looked up and smiled. I am the fool, the king thought. He closed his eyes and listened to the song. He smiled happily. वो जब स्काइलार्क को जब पिंजरे में से निकाल दिया गया, जब उसने आसमान में पंख फैला के वो जब उड़ गया, तो उसको क्या हो गया? वो खुश हो गया. Yes, when he became happy, then he started singing a beautiful song. Yes, children, the girl looked up and she smiled. So the king said, I am the fool, the king thought. So he closed his eyes. Who? Yes, King Lalchi closed his eyes and listened to the song and he smiled happy. So जब बच्चों अगर किसी को हम पिंजरे में कैद रखते हैं या फिर उसको प्रेशर करते हैं, तो वो खुश कैसे हो सकता है? वो इतना ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग कैसे गा सकता है? यस, जब बर्ड इतना खुश होता है वो तभी क्या करता है? फ्लोइंग रिवर, सनशाइन, एस ट्रीज को देख के वो क्या करता है? वो ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग गाता है. Yes, children. So I hope you understood this. Yes. So children, now the chapter The Skylark is completed here. Yes. So what we have learned in this chapter, children? We have learned about King Lalchi and about the Skylark. Yes, that we have learned that King Lalchi had many beautiful things in his palace, and he had marvelous, very beautiful jewels, vases, paintings and carpets. So when he spotted something new, he took it and put it in his palace. So yes, so one day the king heard a beautiful song and he closed his eyes and listened. So it was song of about sunshine, a flowing river, a gentle breeze. Yes, children, it was a song about a joy. So who is singing that song, children? Yes, the Skylark singing that song. So children, yes, this is a very beautiful chapter, isn't it, children? So when the helpers caught the bird and took him to the palace, the Skylark felt miserable. Yes, so he did not want to sing in a cage. The king waited and waited, but the Skylark did not sing. So children, the king shouted at his helpers and he said that this is not the singer, put this bird outside. So when the Skylark flew away and started to sing again, the young girl looked up and she smiled. Yes, so the king also said that he is a fool, the king thought. Yes, and he closed his eyes and listened to the song and he also smiled happily. Yes, this is a very beautiful song, beautiful chapter, children. So in the next class we will discuss the question answers. Okay, so till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.